Hercules and Jesus Christ both have stories that center around atonement, but they have completely different takeaways that get at how Abrahamic faiths think differently than ancient Greeks and Romans did. So the story of Hercules is a story of atonement in the sense that the 12 labors that he's forced to do are a way to atone for the murder of his wife and children. Essentially because Hera is jealous and dislikes Hercules, she makes him go crazy and think that his family are actually wild beasts in his house. Now, notice the fact that it isn't Heracles' fault. It has nothing to do with the fact that he has to atone for what he's done. So is a requirement of Hercules' atonement an act of justice? Not really. But Jesus' atonement wasn't an act of justice either. But the different details give different implications. As a result of the 12 labors, Hercules is allowed to become a god. Hercules murdering his family is an example of fate. Then him becoming a god is him making a destiny out of his fate. Hera affecting Hercules' fate partly demonstrates how gods were perceived by Greeks and Romans, and also kind of explains why it's so important to worship them and give them reverence. And that serves a completely different purpose than the function of atonement in Christianity. Because in Christianity, the atonement of Jesus is mainly a prompt for action. The story of Jesus in the Gospels is a way of getting at the characteristics of God in Christianity, kind of like with the story of Hercules. But instead of just explaining why things are the way they are or how things are, atonement in Christianity fundamentally gets at salvation in a way that doesn't really appear in the story of Hercules, for example. For the story of Hercules, Hercules has to atone for what he's done because humans are subject to fate and destiny, and the gods influence as well. In Christianity, Jesus Christ has his act of atonement, but the main reason that's relevant is in how it relates to your salvation.